King and Spider. Once upon a time in a country called Scotland, there is a kingdom ruled by a king named James. During his tenure, James has led his troops into battle 6 times against the aggressor from England. However, in each of these battles, his troops always lost and were beaten to death by the enemy, which forced them to retreat and flee to the forest, accepting defeat. Until one day, James went into the forest and saw an old hut with no occupants, and decided to hide there for a while until things got better. After he managed to hide in the hut, James decided to take a break and closed his eyes. Until one day, heavy rain fell in the forest. The heavy rain made the roof of the old hut unable to withstand the water pressure, which made the roof of the hut leak. And the water hit James' face, which woke him from his sleep. At that time, he thought more and more about his fate, because he had suffered defeat repeatedly even though he had tried his best and used all the resources at his disposal. With the silence that was added by the sound of the rain, it made him think more about it, which made his heart hurt even more, and he felt hopeless. One time, James looked up at the ceiling of the hut that was over his head, and there he saw a spider trying to make a nest in the rain. James carefully watched how the spider made its web, and the spider continuously failed to attach one end of the thread to the block of wood. However, the spider did not give up hope and kept trying to tie the thread. Until the 7th try, the spider managed to hook it up. Seeing this, James felt great admiration for the spider's efforts and recalled the events that had happened to him. Until finally, James stood up and took a deep breath and loudly shouted, "I will enter the battlefield again for the 7th time." With the enthusiasm he got, he rushed out and tried to gather his troops, set a strategy to return to battle against the enemy in front of him. With great difficulty, James and his troops fought to take back the Scottish homeland, until finally he managed to repel the enemy soldiers and get the victory he wanted. Moral message: we often feel hopeless after failing at something. We think that we are not good enough and just give up. However, we must remember that if we try hard and continuously strive to achieve something, there is nothing that we cannot achieve by our own strength. Even though we have to fall many times, but if we keep getting up every time we fall, then believe me, victory will be on our side. Thank you for watching.